Hi, everyone. My name is Dave Lukas, entrepreneur, investor, best-selling author of the 10-Year Career, and founder of the Misfit Entrepreneur podcast. My companies have been featured on the Entrepreneur 365 and Inc. 5000 list 7 times, and I've done business in over 50 countries. Been featured on TV, radio, places such as Forbes, Inc., Yahoo Finance, and a host of others. And I'm also a highly competitive Ironman racer, achieving top 2% in the world ranking. I actually started my first entrepreneurial endeavor when I was 4 years old, selling American flags to my neighbors, and then it just went from there. And I've started so many different businesses over the years. Some failed, some have succeeded wildly, and it's been just an amazing journey. Coming out of college, I actually started my first real full-on business in the vitamins and health supplement space, and that was what I was going to do for a living. And within a year, I was broke. I was working 3 jobs to make ends meet and literally was making maybe $1,000 a month off my business. And so I knew I needed to learn what I did not know. So I went on this journey to learn from the best of the best that I could find. And that's actually what led to my book, The 10-Year Career. But I also went and worked in Fortune 500 during that time to really gain some experience, and then took what I learned there and took it back in the entrepreneurial world. And from there, was able to start some of the businesses that I still own today, as well as other ones that I built and sold over the years in the software space like Grasp Technologies. And nowadays, I'm fortunate to be semi-retired. I'm an investor, and I sit on the boards of several companies, as well as have my own investing education business and the Misfit Entrepreneur podcast. And I spend a lot of my time there, as well as spending time competing in endurance athletics and everything with Ironman and others. So it's been an amazing ride, and along the way, have just had an incredible time and have an amazing family that backs me up on all this. And we'll talk about that more as the show goes on. So this all started with the Misfit Entrepreneur years ago when my wife and I adopted our daughter from China. When I got my daughter, she was 18 months old. She had the 3 sets of shirts she'd ever worn, the 3 pairs of pants that she'd ever had, and she had no teeth and she couldn't walk because she hadn't had nutrition. Within about 5 days of getting 3 square meals a day, teeth were popping, she was starting to stand, and I would find myself being a dad walking up and down the hallways of our hotel in China, helping her get her legs underneath her feet. And it dawned on me as I was doing that I was conditioning her. Right. She was learning from me that very minute. And I said, wow, there's so much that I've learned over the years. And there's so much that I've been able to figure out. And from others that I get to learn from, there's got to be a way to immortalize all this incredible information so that Hannah, my daughter, can learn from her daddy and his misfit friends. And that's where it all started. Fast forward a year later, it's still in the back of my mind. We're home, we're a family and all that. And as an entrepreneur, if something sticks in the back of your mind that long, you got to act on it. So over a weekend, I sat down and said, what am I going to do about this? And ultimately, I decided on a podcast because I love the medium. You can take it on the go with you wherever you are. You can feel the emotion in the voice and really, really connect with people through it. And so threw a splash page together, called a few friends, and got a few interviews in the can. And then fortunately, I built up a decent network and sent it out the next week. And here we are now. We're listened to in almost 100 countries, been ranked one of the top entrepreneur podcasts in the world. And the mission is still the same, is to leave behind this treasure trove of information for my daughter Hannah so that she can use it to help enhance her life as she grows. But also it's morphed in a little bit, and that I truly believe one great episode can change someone's life. There is somebody that listens to every episode that we have that this makes a difference for them. It was the missing link that they needed to get to the next level. And that's what we go for in every episode. So here's what you can expect when you listen to the show. You're going to learn from the top entrepreneurs in their fields all over the world doing things at the highest levels. And the dirty little secret is that everybody's a misfit. You're a misfit. I'm a misfit. We all have these unique ways of doing things that not only help us succeed, but help us stay there. And that's what we tease out of every single entrepreneur that comes on the show, is we figure out what those things are that have not only made them successful, but have kept them there along their journey. And they share those with you. And every guest that comes on the show, as I tell them, you cannot hold anything back. You have to share your best tips, insight, information, wisdom, and don't hold any being back from our audience, because our goal is to help them to get to their next level. So we do that in every episode. And then we also have a really unique concept at the end of every episode called the Misfit 3. And the way they always frame this to every guest that comes on the show is they say, hey, look, if you were going to leave this earth tomorrow and you could only leave behind your 3 best pieces of wisdom to help the generations come after you, to help them live their best life, what would those 3 things be? So every episode, you're going to get each Misfit Entrepreneur's Misfit Misfit 3, and they are some of the best pieces of wisdom and advice that you can use in your life to help you and those around you get to your next level. You can catch the Misfit Entrepreneur every Tuesday and Thursday. Every week, we're putting out new episodes with some of the most amazing entrepreneurs in their fields all over the world. So do me a favor and hit the subscribe button below, as well as click the notification so that every time we post something new, you get notified about it, because we do some really special things in addition to the podcast episodes. And then you can also find us anywhere that you listen to podcasts. So check us out on all mediums.